Aston Martin, you may say? No, this is the 2013 Ford Fusion. I know, it doesn't look like it at all. This car is one of the toughest class segments of all car segments. Mid-sized, affordable sedans. Let's see what this 2013 Energy model can bring to the table in terms of tech on this week's episode of The Tech Inside. So let's begin with the center stage of the Ford Fusion, which is basically this whole dashboard right here. It is a flat piece of dashboard, which I actually like a lot more than all those concave and convex shapes. And basically they dig in the display so far that you can't use it. And the reason why this display is basically right up here is because it's a touchscreen. It's not one of those clicky scrolly wheels like you see on those German cars. It is a full-on touchscreen. Now this version has My Ford Touch, which is Ford's basically their whole infotainment system, and this controls basically everything about the car and what it's doing, and especially because it's an electric model where the energy is going. This is your home screen, and there are 4 little zones on each corner. One will take you to your entertainment, so if you have like Sirius XM radio, satellite radio, HD radio, you have your climate control button, you have your navigation quick shortcut button, and you also have a phone button. Now since this is a My Ford Touch, it does come with Microsoft Sync services, and part of the package will give you things like travel link. It'll also give you alerts if there's any accidents, gives you a calendar, and the apps is actually the most interesting feature because Ford has released an SDK and people are actually going and building applications to run on your Ford Focus or really anything that runs on this SDK. So this basically opens up a world of possibilities, what kind of applications you can have on a car while you're driving. Now if we go to this sort of shows you about the power. So we can go to settings and it sort of shows you what's going on, how long it'll take you to charge, my battery percentage. So now I'm actually at 75%, and it'll tell you to fully charge 2.1 hours on a regular 120 volt outlet, so that's one of your home, or 0.8 hours on a 240 volt when your dryer runs off. Well, here is the navigation on the new Ford Fusion, and well, things look pretty old and old-fashioned. Nothing up here sort of speaks brand new or fresh. It's not a slow system. It's responsive enough. The touchscreen's a little pokey, but overall it's pretty responsive. When you're going to destination, you're inputting destinations. You can do points of interest, and you can do by name. You can sort of see and feel how slow the system has to work because it is an SD card based system, so we can search for things like pizza. We have a nice QWERTY keyboard. It's big enough for people to use. And it takes a second to load things, so we can do by distance. So we can see we have a Pizza Hut and Aroma Pizza about half a mile away. Now let's test out the voice entry with sync services. Now we're going to look up the destination, the same pizza destination.
Please say a command.
Destination.
Destination. Say street address, intersection, or POI.
Pizza.
And where would you like to search? Nearby or in a city?
Nearby.
Say a line number.
1.
When ready, press the voice button and then say, set as destination.
So you can see it's a very responsive system. It's not the quickest system, and you still have to sort of give a little bit more of information here and there. It's not exactly the same as an Audi system where you can just blurt out what your whole address is. Now under the hood are where things get really interesting on the new Ford Fusion Electric. You have a normal 2-liter 4-cylinder engine producing around 150 horsepower. And then that big metal box is actually the converter. That will take your DC power, convert it to AC power, which is the car what needs, and the electric motor is somewhere underneath this engine. Driving the Ford Fusion Electric is basically like driving any other Ford Fusion. It's pretty calm, it's pretty quiet, it's comfortable. It's not a hot rod car, but it's not a slow car either. But this Energy model has a lot of clever things up its sleeve. And one of those things are actually the ability to choose when to use your electric power. With a full battery, you can actually go about 20 miles on the full charge and up to 62 miles an hour before your engine kicks in. So you could actually have this little EV button, and it will either let you select battery power now, battery power later, or just full on auto, and it will be doing the switching for you. So if you are gunning it, then your little engine will kick in and give you the extra boost that you need. Now, in terms of driver aids, there's a lot to talk about in this car. It does have lane assist, and it also has radar guided cruise control, very similar to the Audi we drove a couple of weeks ago. But instead of passive lane assist, this is actually an active system, which means not only will it buzz your steering wheel telling you that you're getting out of your lane, it will actually torque the steering wheel to the other direction. So if you are getting out of your lane and you're not paying attention, then the steering wheel will push the other way and keep you in the lane. Now, the radar guided cruise control is also very similar to the Audi. It will hook onto a car in front of you, and it will keep a set distance and a set speed if you can go up to that speed. If the car in front of you starts slowing down, then you start slowing down. If he speeds up, then you speed up. Again, it's a very clever system, and having it on a Ford Fusion at $30,000 for a titanium package just makes it all the better. Pricing the 2013 Ford Fusion is a whole lot easier than last episode. The Ford Fusion starts at $21,500. That gets you basically nothing in terms of cabin tech. For titanium, you get a 2-liter turbocharged engine, and you also get My Ford Sync services, plus all of the other cool technology that you want. That starts at $30,500. For the plug-in hybrid, that starts at $41,000. It's a big bite to swallow, but if you want a plug-in hybrid, then that's basically your only choice.